To take this to the next level and not have it look like a 2-year-old drew it. Hey everybody, Lux into Swirl here, a new day, new Tumbler project. This idea sprang from a very short online conversation I had recently with Anthony Crammon. This is not based on one of his videos, unlike so many things I do. This is actually an idea I had in a different form, and I sent him a message saying, have you ever thought about trying this? And he wrote back and he said, no, I did that years ago when I was a kid. And I said, yeah, there's kind of a grown-up version now. That's kind of as far as it went. And I thought to myself, well, can we do both the kid and the grown-up version, and can we put it on a tumbler, which is always the ultimate question for me on this channel, is can I do something on a tumbler? The first one is going to be pretty straightforward. I have some of this paper that he and I were basically referring to, and I'm sure a lot of other people have played with this. You have this paper. It's pretty thick. That was my first concern, is will this wrap on a tumbler? And I think it will. And they give you some pointy things that you can use to scratch off the black paper and reveal all the pretty colors underneath. When I was a kid, and to be fair, I haven't gotten any better at drawing, yeah, I would do what I considered my basic art. And it would go something like this. That's it. That was a flower. Still is. It's identifiable as a flower. Isn't that pretty? They have holographic underneath where the colors are now. That's gorgeous. My other great artistic ability is it can either be a bunny rabbit or it can be a cat. And this is how that works. So if you want a bunny rabbit, you do this. Right? You're following me, I assume. And if you want a cat, first you have to, well, bunnies have whiskers too, but cats always do. So whiskers. This is a very, very oddly proportioned cat. But to get a cat, same basic body type, and then you do that. And of course, they both have to have buttons because they just do. This one needs 4. He's fat. Yeah, so this is the extent of my artistic ability, and I didn't think that would be much fun on a tumbler. So I got this idea. I would like to think I'd thought of it anyway, because I use stencils a lot. But, you know, just the fact that they give you stencils now. I do not remember having stencils with this paper when I was a kid. But what occurred to me to take this to the next level and not have it look like a 2-year-old drew it is to go with some, a little more intricate stenciling. So I'm just going to see if I can come up with anything that might make sense. I should probably have had this ready ahead of time. These stencils, this pile of stencils I was just going through, these all came from AliExpress. I'll link to them below, but sometimes the links don't take you to what you're really hoping for. They take you somewhere else. So I would suggest going to aliexpress.com and just searching for A4 stencil. And you will get a slew of things to pick from. Hopefully this will be sort of zen, like that abalone shell mosaic tumbler I did, where I just kind of zoned out and placed pieces for, was probably an hour. Anyway, here we go. right. Let's see how that looks. That's quite pretty. Let's see if I can get you a pretty view of the, it's not shifting exactly, but it's very shiny, very chromy when the light hits it just right. All right, so now the big trick, I think this is going to be the hardest part of all, is going to be adhering it to a tumbler and not having it, you know, come off. I'm probably going to have to use a super tough adhesive like my E6000 and then wrap it up. So that's what I want. It's not exactly seamless. I'm probably going to try and cut this down. I would rather there be a tiny gap between the two than having any overlap at all, 1 centimeter. So if I can actually trim this by 1 centimeter, we'll find out. That's actually all right. It came up a little short. I am not unhappy about that. I won't have to deal with any overlap issues once the glue is on. Okay, here we go. Last time I wrapped something up and scrunchied it, a number of very smart people, smarter than me people, said, why didn't you wrap it up and stick it right in your tumbler press for the pressure? And I am gonna. That is brilliant. I love the idea, and that's what I'm gonna do. Press it so that the seam, which is the most problematic area, is against one of the sides, so it's getting good pressure. That's what I'm gonna go do. Back in a sec. Okay, so for scratch off method number 2, or cup number 2, I wanted something that would already have a sealed on a solid white surface. And instead of taking a naked stainless steel cup and spray painting it white and then spray painting it black and then scratching, which would also take the white paint off, I could put a layer of resin over it, but that seemed like an awful lot of trouble when I could just grab a white sublimation tumbler. This is my white base now. I'm going to spray Rust-Oleum 2X flat black over this, let it dry, and then we're going to try and do a different version, also using a stencil, not going to lie. And in order to get all the color in, we are going to be using, this is what set me off on this whole adventure to begin with, aside from my conversation with Anthony Crammon. This is what I had run across when I was looking for new colorants to try in resin and with tumblers. These are specifically called scratch board or clay board inks. Now, I do not have a scratch board. This is not a scratch board here, so it won't be exactly the same. But the point is, these inks are designed to not show up on black, so that when you paint them on everywhere that's white, and you're probably going to overpaint and get it on the black, as soon as you varnish it, which in our case will be a layer of epoxy resin over the whole thing, the overpaint that's on the black part is not supposed to show, or not supposed to show very much. Hey everybody, we're back. Now we're working on the second tumbler, completely solid white base, not a painted white base. I've spray painted black over it, and now I'm going to try and scratch off the black in basically the same design using the same stencil. And I haven't tried this yet, so I don't know if it's going to work, but my thought process is basically I need something hard enough to scratch, but something like an X-Acto knife would be kind of hard to control because it would probably catch and maybe cut the stencil or something. So I thought one of these ball tip tools might be the way to go. They're solid metal on the end. They're not a sharp knife point. I'm not sure which one will work, and I'm not sure they'll work at all. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. Yeah, see, it might not. Oh, all right, there we go. So very small. Let's see if I have a smaller one. Okay. Now, could I also have spray painted the cup black and gone through with a white paint pen and drawn the white in? I mean, yes, but that sort of defeats the whole purpose of the scratch off method, which is what we're doing in this video. So in case somebody thinks to ask that, that would not be in the same vein as what we're trying to do here. That's why I'm doing it this way. This is supposed to be another scratch off method. And yeah. fast-mo music, fade to the end, so you won't have to watch me do all of this, because it's going to be just as tedious and not even as interesting, because there won't be any color being revealed. Okay, so you get the idea, and I'm going to bring you back when I'm done with this part, and it will be time to add the colorant. Hey everybody, we're back. Okay, this took me a long time. I can't say my arthritic hands enjoyed it very much, but it is what it is, and nobody put a gun to my head and made me do this project. This was strictly my idea. So yay me. However, I am a little dismayed that when I finally took the stencil off, my so-called sensitive tape did a number on my spray paint job, so it's kind of a sad thing. I didn't really know how to finish this up. The stencil didn't quite work right, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm just not going to pay any attention to it. I'm going to have to repair this. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll bring it back and we will see what we can do with the colors. That black seemed to work. The black ink pen, I can't even see now where my problem was. So that's a good sign. All right, I'll go lightest to darkest, so we'll start with yellow. It says to shake well. This is just an old coaster that I made that clearly I didn't put the water slide in correctly because it's backwards. But you know, it comes in handy for other things. So now we'll see if this even works. I don't think, no matter what I do, I don't think this is going to look as snazzy as the kids' paper scratch board that has the real shiny reflective surface on the colors. It's okay. This is just, you know, one of my crazy experiments. All right. Not doing anything with the bottom, in case anybody's curious. Okay, we'll jump ahead to where it's all finished and you get to see the final product part. Stay tuned.